So welcome to another video. Back in the United States now, so you guys see this. We're going back to armored vehicles. Today we're taking a look at the M551 Sheridan in episode 17 of Tank Chats. Alright, and also as you guys, if you didn't notice, repping the merch here, working at the Fort Lewis Army Museum now. So they actually have a wide range of vehicles in their park that you guys are going to see me doing videos on. So stay tuned for more videos. Will be incoming. I will be able to continue these videos out here with my work with the museum, and you guys might see some inside exclusives on the museum and stuff. So stay tuned for that. We got some more stuff to look forward to you guys coming up. So, they were sent in rush batches over to Vietnam to help with fire support and fulfill a fire support role to some of their tank recovery. It officially went into service in 1969 as adopted by the U.S. Army, but it was an air mobile light reconnaissance tank, so AARV. So this actually, how this kind of developed came from, this was designed to place the Walker Bulldog. And the Walker Bulldog, there's a prototype actually used of the M551 hull with a similar T-49 turret that looks very similar to what we have here right now. Was developed into the M551 Sheridan, named after the Civil War general. He saw extensive service in Vietnam, where it quickly became well aware that their survivability and reliability was not the most popular amongst crews. However, they did do some upgrades in the 70s when they fulfilled their job in Vietnam. In the late 70s, they were starting to be phased out, but then some upgrade programs with these vehicles allowed them to remain in service and actually see action in Panama, the Gulf War, and conflicts in Iraq. Seeing it finally being phased out in 1997, the 11T8, known as the Striker MTS, was designed not really to replace but to fulfill a similar role, and that is also being phased out with no official replacement of this vehicle in the U.S. military as of today. Another fun fact I can add about the museum staff was our very own John. As I said, they actually nicknamed theirs Shady Lady and had a pinup girl in it, so it's pretty interesting. Suitable for this nice, lovely machine right here. So an interesting fact about these vehicles too is that with the 152mm gun being able to fire the Sheridan missile, the Israeli missile, what would happen is rookie gunners, according to our very own John from the museum, would actually, so the ATGM was designed to come out, drop under the barrel, and pop back up again at 800 meters, and then we got it onto the target. But rookie gunners would not understand that, and they'd be looking for the round, and they would drive it right into the dirt. So that's how they had a lot of misfires with the vehicle until they started getting more experienced gunners. So that goes over the history of the vehicle, you guys. With that, we're going to hop straight into the tour. Alright, so getting into the tour of the vehicle, guys, as you can see, this has a tank with a very significant profile. Pretty interesting looking. But this armor is actually made of aluminum. So this armor is pretty much paper in the tank world. But again, this is designed to be a reconnaissance tank, designed to be light. Actually made of aluminum armor. And these fold-up shields here and stuff were actually meant to make the vehicle amphibious. This is actually an amphibious light tank. Right here, we have the driver's hatch. He actually has little windshield wipers for his driver's side. And actually how the crew would get into this, I actually learned from talking to a Sheridan commander himself, our very own John from the museum. You actually spin this around and you climb in and spin it back around. That's how you actually get into the vehicle, so pretty interesting. You have the front headlights here, so your standard drive lights, your blackout markers lights with the bush guard, towing lugs, and support pintles to lift the vehicle for aircraft. And like I said, this was meant to be amphibious, so this is an amphibious shield that will fold up to protect the driver. You have tow pintles and mounts on the front here, and This vehicle is a 4th Infantry, so it's 2-1 Cav, and it's a headquarters 66 vehicle, so it'd be like a kind of like a company level vehicle, company command level vehicle. Right here you see a 152mm gun. This is designed to shoot anti-tank guided missiles, heat, high explosive, and really rare to see on this vehicle. If everybody wants to get shot here, the original machine gun is actually on the inside, the coaxial machine gun. This would have been an M551 machine gun, so a modified version of the M1919. Up here we have an IR spotting scope for night fighting, and this is also a support for the gunner. This is kind of like to help control the anti-tank guided missiles that will be fired out of this gun. So, down here you have a steering track links, and in here will be access to your transmission. So, like I said, the main hull of this tank was aluminum armor, but the turret was actually steel. With that, we are going to hop into the turret. So hopping up into the tour of the turret, you guys, right here, this is actually a later modification, kind of towards the end of Vietnam. They put these bullet shields in for the commander, because the commander would just be sitting shoulder level out, about right here. And you can see actually it has the original serial number markings down here. Right here is where your 50 caliber machine gun would be mounted. This tank could have two 50 caliber machine guns, but most of the time it was a 7.62 and a 50 caliber. Now the 50 caliber be loaded, you would take off this belt right here. You would load the ammo box, feed it in the 50 caliber, close this, rack it, you're good to go. So this is your commander station. Right here is the loader's hatch. You can see everyone has their periscopes and everything intact, because these vehicles, like I said, they were not phased out too long ago, only about 30 years ago. So they're not that old of a vehicle, but they did first see action in Vietnam, so it's really interesting. So right here we got the loader's hatch, commander hatch. Gunner would sit right here. This is actually the big gunner's periscope, and like I said, this was used as targeting for the anti-tank guided missiles up front here. I didn't mention when we were doing the front, on the side of the turret here we have extra storage. We have extra 50 caliber cans, the original Jerry can, and these are actually smoke dischargers for covering their movements. So that's what those will be used for. Also back here, they have a stowage bustle rack that would hold extra tires and equipment that the crew would want to have. I.e. example, there's a spare 50 cal box. There you go. Put it right in the turret basket. Right here, we're on top of the engine deck. But that basically covers the turret, guys. With that, we will hop into the side of this vehicle. Alright, so what we got here is a torsion bar suspension system, flat track system, as you see. It's very flat and guided along by the rear support wheel, the main road wheels, with spare ones up there, and your front drive wheel. So, also right here, you can see the side for checking the fuel. One of the fuel exhausts. And these rubberized pieces were known as a dam system. They would actually be used to fold up when they were in the water to keep the water off the turret and out of the vehicle. So pretty interesting. And this is all just aluminum armor and rubberized fending for the dam system. That's funny, for the dam system. But as I said earlier, side turret, extra stowage boxes and stuff like that, smoke grenade launchers, your IR spotting scope, and not much else really to cover. The stowage, like I said, the main source of stowage will be on the turret of this vehicle. But that will hop into the back. Alright, so hopping into the back of the vehicle, guys. Yes, I have a diesel engine, and it's a gas guzzler, but it can power these things up really fast. Standard speed was 45 miles an hour, but like I said, our very own John said if you took off the speed governor and cranked it up, you could probably do it for 55 to 65 miles an hour. This was a very fast vehicle. Right here, we have two iron bolt lifting plugs back here. Access to fluids for the engine on both sides. Both of these still nice and open because, like I said, this vehicle isn't that old. You have your rear drive lights and your blackout marker rear lights. And as you can see right here, this has what we know as the Pioneer kit. So it would have a shovel, sometimes rake, pickaxe, and axe head. So you see the axe head, the original pick head, and the shovel head here. It'll all be covered over with like a rubber band, and then have their actual like wooden pieces to assemble the Pioneer kit on the back, and it would just drop and fold off. These are access to the engine back here. You see more of the dam system back here. Very familiar towing lug back here, as well as more onboard lifting planes. So that pretty much does it for the back of the vehicle, you guys. With that, we'll hop in and close out this video.
What are you doing?
Man, I'm just taking a nap on my tank. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 17 of Tank Chats. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video on the M551 Sheridan. With that, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.